Hello, guys. Welcome to our Saturday events. Thank you for all of you that is here, and for those gonna be watching the replay, thank you as well. Today, my name is Tovi. For who doesn't know me yet, this is my wife Melanie. All right. Today is a special day because today we're gonna be talking about network. And we chose a network because we read this book from our friend and mentor, Jeff Lerner. The book right here is a great book. All right, so
I'm not sure if it shows up backwards. So the
Oh.
title is The Power, hold it up.
oh yeah,
The Power of Relationships in Professional Growth by Jeff Lerner.
yes. So it is a great book. It's a great book. A lot of the contents today in here is actually from this book. This we live by this as well. We try to live by this every single day, so we can improve ourselves, improve our family life, improve our professional life, everything in between, right? Everything in between. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about network. So what's network, right?
I mean, let's start with a basic definition. Networking is the process of interacting with other people in order to exchange information, ideas, and develop personal, professional, social contacts. So with that out of the way, networking is super important to your entire life. We're going to focus mostly on the idea of a professional network, but relationships, whether they're at work or at school or in your neighborhood, is what makes life worth living.
Yeah.
Makes life satisfying. And when you look back over the experiences of your life, different jobs you've had or schools you've gone to, you think about it's the relationships there that made life worth living.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's everything that we know, everything we experience is what's gonna bring us to move forward in life, to get a new experience in life, to get new network, right? So it's very important to choose the right network, right?
For sure, because who you become, who you are, is actually just influenced incredibly by the people you're around. The same amount that you also are influencing other people, right? That's what networking is.
Yeah.
And so I just realized we didn't do a sound check. Can you guys hear us okay? I hope so. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So who you are, thank you.
Thank
Who
you.
you are is influenced by the people that you're around. So you want to be very careful that you look around you at the people you're interacting with. Do they encourage you to follow your passions? Do they encourage you to take risks? Are they doing things that you admire that could maybe up-level your life, even if it's not in the immediate, but maybe you're like, ooh, in a couple of years, I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
And so they're inspiring you.
It's good to have somebody that will inspire you to grow, because you can have both. All right, we all have those friends that empower you, but also we have those friends that everything you come out with, any idea you come out with, is just like a wrong idea. Hey man, don't do that, or that's no good. But unfortunately, it exists people like that. But you have to be aware of it. I'm not saying to rid of it, but you have to be cautious that you have a different type of network. You have a negative network. You have a positive side network. You need to choose the right network to move yourself forward. Because this life is all about moving forward, right? It's all about moving forward.
And oftentimes that moving forward or that success depends on who you know, because people will recommend people that they know, like, trust, and respect. We've all heard this before, right? And so no matter what kind of job you're doing or business you're starting, people are going to recommend you to their network if they know you, like you, trust you, and respect you. And so that's why it's important, if you're going to make moves forward,
Yeah.
that you have people that know you. And so we're going to get a little into how to do that. But first, let's talk about who you want to be networking with. You want me to
Yeah, go ahead.
keep going?
Mm-hmm.
So first, you kind of want to sit down with a list and think of your network. Most people, they say in the book, it says most people have a network of around 150 people that they know and that know them. Ooh, that's what you wanted to talk about too, is your network is who knows you.
Yeah. Because they say in your network who you know, but it's also who knows you. All right. You want to be the person that somebody actually know you. That when they're in conversation with somebody else, and they were like, oh, I have a friend of mine that actually does that.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you your number, and that's network. Right? That's a great
So
network.
making sure that people know you and also know
Yeah.
what you are interested in
Yeah.
and what you do.
Yeah, what you do, what you're all about, right?
So moving on to the who, so you probably have about 150 people that you know and that know you. And it's worth either making a list on a computer. I like computer spreadsheet stuff, but you can write it all out. And when making your list, if that seems like a stretch, start thinking about any customers or clients that you have a connection with. Former or current, right? So maybe it's a past client that you actually connected really well with. Coworkers, present and past. Classmates, even high school, college classmates. Your neighbors. And then your friends and your family. And then their friends and their family. Right? So a lot of my brother's friends are becoming our friends.
Yeah.
Right? Or a lot of my brother's wife's family is becoming our family.
Yeah.
And becoming part of our network. And then within that larger network, you want to start identifying your inner circle. And your inner circle is about 10 people who you deeply admire and trust. These are the people who have the capacity to change your life in a major way by simply sharing their experiences and perspective and encouragement and guidance. These are the people that you really want to make the most of your time when you're with them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you get a network of people that actually you know you and you know them, it's like a miracle happening, right? It's like you you feel blessed with everything. You're like I have my car flat tire. Oh, I know exactly who to call right now. You know what I mean? Anything, anything. When you know exactly who's your network and who you want to communicate when you need, and when they need you, also they call you. I mean, I have friends that when they need me, they call me, and out of respect, of course, they know who I am. They know what I can do for them. How I make them feel. So they call me, and that it doesn't even matter what time they call me. It just feels great. Feels great that they thought about me and they call me. So I do the same thing. Call friends sometimes in the middle of the night. Because I trust that they will answer my call, and they will help me with whatever I need. And that's a source of power network. And if they can help me, I know they know somebody who might help me if I need a help. So.
Yeah. Within your inner circle, you want to be kind of conscious about what role each person in that inner circle plays for you. So, you probably don't need 5 confidants. It's probably actually not a good idea to have 5 people that you're telling your deepest ideas and fears and doubts to. But you want to have one of those people that you truly trust. You know that whatever you tell them is just between the two of you, and that no matter what you share with them, they are going to support you. But you probably only need one of those. You know, you might want to have like a world traveler in your inner circle, someone who, when you are thinking about going somewhere or starting a business, an international business, they're the person that you go to. They understand different cultures and how to be culturally sensitive, and they can connect you with people in different parts of the world, for example.
Yeah.
You might want to have one financial genius in your inner circle, the person that if you have a tax question or, you know, budgeting question, that's
Yeah.
the person that you're like, hey, can I pick your brain about something? Can I
Yeah.
take you out to lunch and get some financial wisdom from
Yeah.
you? Toby thinks that you should always have a car person in your inner circle.
I know, yeah.
If you have a question
yeah.
about cars,
You should.
you got to have someone to call.
You should.
Maybe a parent that you admire their parenting
Yeah.
skills, and so
Yeah.
when you're struggling with your kids, there's the person that you call because you know that what advice and wisdom they give you is something that you can grow from,
Yeah.
even if you don't, you know, always take it.
That's true.
And then I would add to be courageous and be brave and think about, there may be people that you would like to have in your inner circle or that you might need in your inner circle, but you see them for whatever reason as a little bit above your station or outside your reach. You haven't really had an intimate conversation with them before. But be brave, because people are just humans. We're all just human people wanting to make connection. And so, you know, if you think about how this relationship could be mutually beneficial and what they get out of it, and a lot of times people who've reached a higher level, they are at a place in their life where they want to help others. And so you give them that chance to create a legacy and help other people. That's what you can bring to them, and that's not a small thing.
I know, right? And there's so many people out there want to help, but there's so many people out there that want to help, has the possibility to help you, but they just don't know how, you know, because they have nobody to come to them, talk to them, network, and tell them problem. But you'll be surprised that you might find somebody out there that has all the money in the world to invest on you, on your idea, on your beliefs, and they will just go like this because they met you, they believe in you. It's just a power network. It's just a power network, right?
Well, especially if you get that personal introduction.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if someone in your network knows someone that might be interested in what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So once you've decided who your network is, you know, you've got kind of a good idea, then it's worth being pretty intentional about how you connect with those people. And for this, we actually drew from another book that we've read. I've since donated it, so I can't hold it up for you, but I will drop all the links later when the videos, when the replay is available.
Yeah.
So check back. But the other book is called The 7 Levels of Communication. It's an amazing book, and we've kind of adapted the 7 levels for our own lives. We've kind of updated it a little bit. So for us, the very bottom level of communication is an advertisement, right? It just gets sprayed out there. There's not really any personalization. Second level of communication, a little bit better, is making your own personal social media post or sending out a mass email to everybody in your network or outside of your network, right? It's not very personal, but sometimes it's the broadest way to communicate an idea. Level 3 is when you are making a social media comment or DM to someone, or even a text message. It's like you're just sending something specifically to one person, but it's not all that intimate. Yeah. So that's level 3. Level 4, I would say, and you guys can adapt this however you want, right? But maybe write these down and think about, if you disagree, put them in your own levels. But level 4 in our world is a personal handwritten stamped letter People don't get very many of those, and so it's very meaningful when you do receive one.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about habits pretty soon, but making a habit of sending those personal letters out can really change your lives and change their lives for the better.
Yeah, I mean,
You keep going?
it does. It does. So it's something that I work on, and actually is doing posts. You know, if somebody give a gift or something, I write a note and say thank you so much and send it to them. But it's not something that I used to do, but it's something that I've been learning along the way. And of course, Melanie does every single time. She does the cards for every little thing. So I've been learning with that, and it's a great feeling that you actually when you receive when it's on you, all right, you send somebody some Christmas cards, for example, and they send your card back with a thank you note and all that. So it feels good. Yeah, it's a good way to networking, all right. So that you have people's always remember you.
Moving up to the upper levels of communication, level 5 is a phone call or a video call, right? Pretty personal, intimate. It's a one-on-one conversation. But there's something about being in a physical space with someone else. So level 6 is being face-to-face, but there's other people around, right? Like, we're going to be going to a lot of Memorial Day parties this weekend. Hopefully everybody's going to be getting together with friends and family. That's level 6 communication, and you want to make the most of it and take advantage of the fact that you are together with people that you care about, or people you may not know very well, and could be an opportunity to network this weekend.
Yeah.
And then level 7, the very highest form of communication, is one-on-one with no distractions. You take someone out to lunch or whatever, go for a walk at the park or whatever. You're one-on-one, just purely focused on that conversation.
Yeah.
No matter what form of communication that you choose, make a commitment to be the proactive one, right? This is your project, and you've chosen these 10 people for your inner circle, these 150 people for your network. Don't wait for them to reach out to you. You go ahead and reach out to them in whatever way feels most comfortable. And kind of with the goal of setting an appointment to get together face to face, right? So that you can strengthen that network, because the network is going to be available to you in the future, right? So you want to start building it strong now so that you have it, years from now.
Yeah. Be helpful when listening. Keep your ears open for things that you could do, or connection you could make, right? You never know who you're gonna meet out there. You'll be surprised. If everybody will write what they do exactly in their forehead, you know what I mean? You will know, but that's why we should meet somebody, be confident, to talk to somebody that we don't know. We ask a question that we want to know, and of course, from there, a lot of things can happen. A lot of beautiful things can happen.
Absolutely. And if you would approach everything from this idea of mutual benefit, right? You're not just approaching people from like a what's in it for me, what do you have for me? But you're also really listening for like, what do I have? Who do I know that could help this person? What books can I offer? What movies have I recently seen that could help this person grow, right?
Gotta be humble, right?
Be humble for sure. So sharing your wins with your network, because people who are there to support you love to hear your wins, but not crossing over into bragging. And so the simplest way to do that is to think about ways that they supported you when you're sharing this, your wins, and thanking people for their support. Any advice they gave you, or anything, connections they made for you, reach back and be thankful.
Yeah. One of the things also can be is responsive, right? If somebody send you email, or answer back, all right, somebody text you, text back, call you, call back, if you can answer in the moment, right? Yeah. This is something I'm telling you because I'm guilty of it, right? Until recently, I've been, this is what I do now. I have to answer emails, I have to answer calls and stuff like that. So I've been doing a lot more often, and I'm hoping to do even more. But this is one of the things that I used to lack is people's contacting me, and I don't contact them back. Um, I'm sorry, guys, for whatever person who contacted me. I didn't contact them back, but I love everybody. I just sometimes I'm in my own mind, thinking a lot of stuff, trying to do a lot of stuff, and by
Well, and that brings up another point, which is, sometimes we can let that weight be so heavy that
Yeah.
then we don't reach back out.
Yeah.
And it comes back to being proactive, and
Yeah.
you're like, wow, I haven't talked to this person, and maybe it was you that didn't respond. Just go ahead, pick up the ball as soon as you can, and be the one who reaches out and just says, like, hey, how you doing? Let's get together. Let's reconnect.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not letting the passage of time be the thing that keeps you away from your people. There's people who I may not have talked to since high school or college, and then we get together, and then it's decision time. This is a person that is, going to help me grow in my life, that I like being around. I have one friend. I forgot to say this when I was talking about building your inner circle, but I have one friend who every time I spend time with them, I'm like, yes, this is the version of me that I love. They just bring out the best in me. And so sometimes you meet up with people and you're like, oh yeah, it feels like yesterday. It feels amazing. Or you meet up with them and you're like, I don't have time to just sit around and chit chat and not grow, right? Or, people who are trying to bring you down, or, and you can't lift them up. It's not a good use of your time and energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, yeah, you guys gotta keep in mind that we are talking about this growing network and all that. It's not because we are expert. We are learning. We are learning. We are reading. We are trusting. We are networking with the best minds, the best mind. I mean, Jeff Lorne is one of those, all right? So because of that, we wanna, we have the, the ability, we have the courage, we have the ambition, to move forward, I truly believe that if we are human, right? I truly believe that if we stop networking, if we stop networking, we just already dead, right? Basically dead. If you have no network at all, you haven't, nobody to contact, nobody to call, nobody to call you, you just lonely. Basically you're dead, all right? So, but don't do that to yourself.
It's never too late to
It's
start.
never too late to start. It's never too late to start. Yeah, definitely don't do that to yourself, because there is a lot of people just like you that need a push. One push, all right? I mean, it's like, for example, when you ride a bicycle, right, for the first time, somebody's holding you in the back, kind of go, you're so terrified by going there, and the next time, the person that was pushing you in the back is far away from you. How do you get that far, all right? Because you find the courage and the motivation to just move forward. Network is a great thing. It's a great thing to do.
We had a question. I'm going to get back to our list, some other ideas about nurturing your network, but we did have a question about what's the best way to get a mentor or to approach a person that you admire. I think it really depends on the situation, and if you can be face to face with them. When I was a realtor, there were people in my office that I very much admired and wanted to get close to, and so I would definitely notice if they were having their lunch break in the kitchen I would go into the kitchen and get myself a cup of coffee and ask them, like, so how's it going? And I think if you just happen to be in the same space as them, and be brave to start a conversation, ask good questions, but be humble, and let them know that you greatly admire them. And I did actually say, like, gosh, I would love to work with you, if there's ever anything I can do to help. I've actually asked, like, could I shadow you? Would it be possible for me to shadow you on some of your,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
appointments? And I'm just trying to think of all the ways in which, at that time when I was really looking for a mentor, and I ended up having a few different people who I felt like I was under their wing. If I had any questions, I could go to them. And if they had opportunities that they couldn't handle, they thought of me, right? If it's not face-to-face, if you're not in the same office space, it's a little trickier, right? I think sending someone a text or giving them a call and saying, like, hey, I have some questions about X, Y, or I'm interested in such and such thing. Could I take you out to lunch and ask you some questions? Can I take you out to lunch is typically a really great way to build your network. It can be a little expensive, so be thoughtful about how you use that time.
Yeah,
right?
who you asking to go on the network with you.
Yeah.
But I guess
It's a great investment, though.
Yeah, it's a great investment. But I guess if you want to network with somebody, it's because you already have some idea who they are already. Probably from somebody else, or probably from the book they read. You read. You know what I mean? So, if it's a powerful figure, let's say, for example, if you wanted to, for example, be in touch with the Jeff Lorna, for example, all right? So how I'm gonna get in touch with this guy? I mean, he's the guy who's in the higher level than me. How I'm gonna get there? I mean, you can read his books. You can talk about his books, and you can leave comments on his social media page. I mean, there's so many ways to network nowadays.
Well, and when you're talking, I think that's a big point. When you're talking about people who are famous, who are very well known, most of them have written books or given, talks where they're trying to mentor thousands or millions of people at one time, because they don't have time to be a mentor to you one-on-one necessarily. And so if you're not in their inner circle, that's okay. Find someone who's a little more local. Right? Who you can take that next step up. And read those books.
Read the books. Everything's on the book.
That's some more tips. Kind of this is self-evident, but I might as well say it since we're talking about it. Be pleasant to be around. Smell pleasant when you get together with people. Use people's names when you're with them. Make a point to listen to what they're telling you and remember things like that they're telling you about their kids or anything. And so you can bring it back up later when you call to just check in. How did that soccer game go for your daughter or whatever, right? From a genuine place of, like, you're someone I've decided is valuable to me, so I'm going to pay attention to you.
Well, just keep in mind, we're talking about networking. We're not talking about using people.
Right.
You cannot be using people, because people is not to be used. Okay. If we're talking about network is more powerful than be used. Okay. So just keep that in mind. I just want to be clear. You don't want to get up and go use somebody. That's not good. Anyway.
If you're in a conversation that is 3 or more people, be intentional about including everyone in the conversation, right? Be the one who turns the conversation towards someone who hasn't been speaking much, right? Practice active communication You know, active listening, and then also active, like, saying stuff that is interesting and moving the conversation forward, and not just being kind of a passive, like, so how are you? Fine. Right? So ask some open-ended questions that really keep the conversation moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much what we were talking about today was networking and the power of networking. We really recommend you guys to read some books about networking. You guys can listen to this to us again. About networking if that's something that you miss out. But yeah, the power of network is everything you need to move forward in life. All right, and I'm telling you that because you can have of course it's not about money, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you have no network, you got nothing. You still like nothing. All right, and that's unfortunate. There's a lot of people out there that has money but that doesn't have a network. But there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of network but has no money. So, but if we can put all that together and help all those people to, because we are in the mission to help everybody. We know in the mission to help only one class of people or other class of people, but we are in the mission to help everybody with their own personal growth. We know everybody suffer in their own way. Okay, so we're here to help everybody with a positive mindset, to move forward in life, just to have a better life. Just to have a better life.
And on that note, just a little reminder that we've added a link in the welcome post for anybody who's in our group to schedule your one-on-one free consultation with me and Tovi. Talk about where you're at, talk about where you're trying to go, and see how we can help. If you are watching this on YouTube, please follow the links to get to our Facebook group where we share a lot more content. So you can just go straight to our calendar and schedule any time that works for you. And don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, if you have topic ideas. And, tomorrow is Sunday, and we have Self-Promotion Sunday. And whether you have a business or not, it's a great opportunity to put out there what kind of mentor you're looking for, what kind of advice you need, what kind of person you need in your network. Because there's over 300 people in our group right now, and there may be someone in there that could help you grow. So I hope you'll think of that group as a great source for finding people for your network.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for being here. We already passed a few minutes. Thank you so much for being here with us on this Saturday morning.